A controller class. So do you think you can create a controller without extending controller base class? Is it possible that you can return the response and it perfectly work when you open that URL? Let's see how does it work. So here I have created one controller, and right now we don't have here a base class. It is simple a class which is a simple PHP class. And right now here from my routing file I'm returning this method, init method, in response of bimo mdc example. So whenever a user visit to this URL, this method of bimo mdc controller method class will return the response, and here it is the controller class. So let's see how it works in reality. So if I refresh the page, I can see the page is working, and if I again change something here, so you will see the response, it is working. That means we can create a controller without extending a controller class. But the question is, why you should extend the controller base class? If controller class can, like, if a controller can be created without extending that base class, then what benefits we are getting there by extending the base class? So in a simple way we can see controller base class also provides you lots of other method that you can utilize in your controller without doing any extra code. So suppose right now if I try to add here translation for my this response, so see this method is not available here. If I put it like this, save it, so you can see my editor is showing me error undefined method t. But as soon as I add here extends controller base class, this error has gone, and now I can see what this t method will do. It will translate a string to the current language or to a given language. Suppose if you have multilingual website and there you want to translate your content based on the user interface selected language, so this method is very useful to translate your string. Okay, so now we will see what extra we have here while when we extend this controller base class. So controller base class is implementing container injection interface, which is responsible for uh, injecting dependency in your controller. So now you also inject some dependency in your controller, but before doing that you must see here, do you really want to inject the dependency? So first we will look at here what already available in this class. So first we can see entity type manager, and this is the most of the time we are injecting to our controller class to load some entities, read them, and then return the data. But now you can see in controller base class, entity type manager is already injected, and entity form builder. So whenever you want to load any form, whether it is an entity form, so or a config form, you can load it via entity form builder. Language manager, so whenever you are trying to return something or you want to see whether what is the current language of your page, in which page this page was requested, in which language, so based uh, with the help of language manager you can identify that. Then config factory, so when most of the time also you are looking at some kind of configuration to load the data based on configuration. Suppose I have a setting form where I have saved some of settings, suppose as whether this module should work like this, or if it is requires any kind of secret or API key. So those configuration you can get from the config factory. Next is key value. So now what is a key value? It's kind of storage where you can store your data in form of key value. We can discuss it this key value in detail in some other video, but you can see that this is also available in controller base class. Next is current user. Current user is actually who is currently accessing your web page. So that time you can get the information about user without making any queries with this service. Next is state service, and after that you can also see we have module handler. So in with the help of module handler you can identify which module is installed in your system, so that if you are going to make any of the method from any different module, but before making that call you want to make sure that whether this module is enabled or not, otherwise you may get a undefined function or undefined class error there. Okay. Next we have again form builder. So we had one more here, entity form builder. So this is basically for fetching entity form, and this is for the form builder where you can also bring your custom form using this form builder service. Then we uh, this is a method which is actually returning the entity type manager, but from where it is returning, it is returning from the container, and container is coming from this container injection interface. So you can see we have lot more thing than we are expecting from controller base class, and only extending this class now you have all these things in your custom controller, and sometimes you don't see what is available or not, uh, and inject these dependency in your custom controller as well. That may work, but why you are doing that when it is already available? So thank you for watching my video, and if you want to learn more these things in details, join my 45 days module development course that you can uh, check in my website as well. And if you want to nominate yourself, you can send me an email. Thank you so much.